Johnny Carson's personal life was marked by significant challenges, particularly during his second marriage to Joan Copeland. Their relationship was characterized by mutual infidelity, which ultimately led to their divorce. Despite the emotional upheaval, they managed to maintain a level of civility that was unusual for former spouses. Joan continued to support Carson's career, providing professional assistance even after their separation. This complex dynamic showcased Carson's ability to respect some of his past relationships, even as his personal flaws often cast a shadow over these connections. The intricacies of his marriages reveal the struggles of a man whose on-screen charm often contrasted sharply with his off-screen difficulties. The tension between his public persona and private life adds depth to the understanding of his character, illustrating how personal challenges can coexist with professional success. The story of Carson and Copeland serves as a reminder of the complexities inherent in human relationships, particularly in the high-pressure world of entertainment. Upon learning of his wife Joan's suspected infidelity, Johnny Carson found himself in a deeply emotional turmoil that would reveal a side of him rarely seen by the public. In 2013, Henry Bushkin, Carson's longtime attorney, shared a troubling story that highlighted the depths of Carson's despair. Driven by suspicion, Carson convinced Bushkin to break into Joan's apartment in search of evidence. What they discovered were intimate items, including photographs of her alleged lover, sports star Frank Gifford. This revelation devastated Carson, even though there was no concrete proof of betrayal. The emotional weight of the situation led him to bouts of binge drinking and a significant emotional collapse. This incident not only exposed Carson's vulnerability, but also illustrated how personal betrayal could affect a man who typically appeared confident and in control. It underscored his reliance on close friends during crises, adding complexity to his already multifaceted personality. The emotional fallout from this experience left a lasting impact on Carson, shaping his interactions and relationships in the years that followed. Carson's professional frustrations often stemmed from his desire for authentic engagement with his guests, a trait that clashed with performers like Bob Hope, who relied heavily on pre-scripted material. Hope's inability to engage in spontaneous conversation irritated Carson, who prided himself on intellectual agility and deep curiosity. This tension highlighted the contrasting styles of two entertainment legends, with Carson valuing genuine interaction over rehearsed performances. His frustration extended to other guests who failed to match his energy, revealing his high standards for the art of conversation. These moments not only tested his patience, but also defined his legacy as a host who valued substance over superficiality. Carson sought to create an environment where real dialogue could flourish, often feeling let down when guests did not meet his expectations. This pursuit of authenticity made his show a platform for meaningful exchanges, yet it also led to moments of disappointment when the chemistry he desired was absent. Johnny Carson's personal life was riddled with addictions that deeply influenced his behavior and relationships. His well-documented love of drinking often led to regrettable decisions, such as his affair with Playboy bunny Angel Tompkins during his divorce from Joan Copeland. This act of infidelity, against the advice of his attorney, reflected Carson's defiance and inability to resist temptation. Even after remarrying Joanna Holland, his womanizing ways persisted, marked by extravagant gifts meant to atone for his actions. These efforts failed to mend his marriages, which often ended in acrimony. Carson's struggles with fidelity and self-control mirrored the larger challenges he faced in balancing public admiration with private turmoil. His fame and success did not shield him from the consequences of his choices, as his relationships suffered under the weight of his addictions and infidelities. The complexity of his character was evident in how he navigated the highs of his career alongside the lows of his personal life, leaving a legacy that was as much about his struggles as it was about his achievements. Carson frequently pointed to his mother, Ruth, as the root of many of his personal struggles, describing her as cold and critical. Her inability to show affection or approval profoundly affected Carson's self-esteem and relationships. He often described her as the cruelest woman he had ever known, blaming her for his failed marriages and emotional insecurities. This perception of his mother created a lasting impact on his life, shaping his interactions with others and his view of himself. The emotional distance he felt from her left him grappling with feelings of inadequacy and a longing for validation. Their strained relationship reached its peak when Carson refused to attend her funeral, dismissing her death with a harsh remark. This decision highlighted the depth of his unresolved feelings and the pain he carried. The dynamic between Carson and his mother offers a glimpse into the deep-seated emotional wounds that shaped his personality, revealing a man who struggled to reconcile his public success with his private pain. Years after Johnny Carson's death, a scandal emerged that captured public attention and stirred media frenzy. This scandal revolved around a sex tape reportedly filmed in the 1970s, which featured intimate moments between Carson and an unidentified woman. Although the owner of the tape chose not to release the footage, still images from the tape leaked online, igniting widespread speculation about Carson's private life. This incident added a new layer of intrigue to his already complex legacy, illustrating how his fame continued to provoke curiosity and controversy long after his passing. The scandal highlighted the blurred lines between the public personas of celebrities and their private realities, prompting discussions about the nature of fame and the expectations placed on public figures. As the media delved into the implications of the leaked images, it became clear that Carson's life was not just defined by his iconic television career, but also by the mysteries and controversies that surrounded him. The public's fascination with Carson's off-screen life revealed a deeper interest in the complexities of celebrity culture and the often hidden aspects of those who entertain us. Johnny Carson's humor often pushed boundaries, sometimes offending guests and viewers alike. One infamous example was his joke about a nationwide toilet paper shortage, which caused widespread panic and led to actual shortages. This incident highlighted how Carson's sharp wit could have real-world consequences, as people rushed to stores to stock up on toilet paper, creating a frenzy that was both amusing and alarming. Carson's penchant for edgy humor also alienated some guests, such as Raymond Burr, who refused to return to The Tonight Show after being the target of Carson's weight-related jokes. Burr's departure underscored the risks Carson took with his comedy, as he often prioritized laughter over the feelings of his guests. These incidents demonstrated Carson's willingness to court controversy, even at the expense of his relationships. While his humor endeared him to many, it also revealed a darker side to his comedic genius, showing that the line between funny and offensive can sometimes be very thin. The feud between Johnny Carson and Wayne Newton epitomized Carson's combative nature and his capacity for holding grudges. It all began when Carson made jokes about Newton's masculinity, which did not sit well with the singer. As the jokes continued, the conflict escalated into public confrontations, with Newton even threatening Carson. This rivalry showcased Carson's tendency to use humor as a weapon, often blurring the line between comedy and personal attack. Despite Newton's attempts to address the feud and mend fences, the tension persisted, reflecting Carson's unwillingness to back down from conflicts. This episode highlighted the complexities of Carson's character, revealing how his sharp wit could charm audiences while simultaneously alienating those around him. The ongoing animosity between the two men served as a reminder of the darker side of Carson's humor, illustrating how it could lead to real-life disputes that extended beyond the stage. The feud became a notable chapter in Carson's legacy, demonstrating the intricate balance between comedy and personal relationships in the entertainment industry. Carson's professional relationship with Joan Rivers soured after she launched her own talk show, a move Carson perceived as a betrayal. They had once shared a close bond, with Rivers often appearing on The Tonight Show and enjoying Carson's mentorship. However, when Rivers decided to pursue her own late-night program, it created a rift between them. Carson felt that her actions undermined their friendship and loyalty. This reaction highlighted his sensitivity to perceived disloyalty, as he could not reconcile personal loyalty with the competitive nature of the television industry. Despite the years of camaraderie, Carson never spoke to Rivers again after this incident. Their falling out underscored the challenges of navigating relationships in the cutthroat world of television, where professional ambitions can clash with personal connections. This chapter in Carson's career revealed the high emotional stakes involved in his profession and how deeply he valued loyalty among colleagues. Carson's humor often had real-world consequences, as seen in his jokes about presidential candidate Gary Hart's affair, which contributed to Hart's political downfall. These incidents illustrated the power of late-night comedy to influence public opinion and shape political narratives. Carson's ability to weave current events into his monologues made him a cultural commentator, though his sharp wit sometimes had unintended repercussions. This aspect of his career highlighted the dual-edged nature of his humor, which entertained millions while occasionally impacting the lives of those it targeted. His comedic style not only provided laughter, but also prompted viewers to think critically about the political landscape. By addressing serious topics through humor, Carson engaged his audience in a way that traditional news outlets often could not. This unique blend of entertainment and commentary solidified his role as a significant figure in American culture, demonstrating how comedy can serve as a powerful tool for reflection and change. Carson maintained a professional distance from most of his guests, rarely interacting with them off-screen. This aloofness contrasted with other hosts of his era, who often cultivated personal relationships with their guests. While many talk show hosts would engage in friendly banter and build rapport, Carson chose a different path. He believed that maintaining a certain level of separation allowed for a more genuine interaction during the show. However, he made exceptions for certain figures, such as Orson Welles, whose intellect and charm intrigued him. These rare moments of connection revealed Carson's selective approach to relationships, driven by his desire to engage meaningfully rather than superficially. His reserved demeanor added an air of mystery to his personality, enhancing his allure as a television icon. This unique style contributed to his lasting legacy, as audiences were drawn to the enigmatic nature of his interactions, making each appearance feel special and significant. The archival history of The Tonight Show reflects the technological and financial constraints of early television. During the years from 1962 to 1972, many episodes featuring Johnny Carson were erased to save on tape costs, resulting in the loss of a significant portion of his early work. This erasure highlights the ephemeral nature of television in its infancy, where preserving cultural milestones was not prioritized. The challenges of maintaining such archives were compounded by the limited resources available at the time. Despite these gaps in the record, the impact of Carson's work continues to resonate. The surviving footage showcases his unique style and wit, allowing new generations of viewers to experience the charm and humor that made him a beloved figure in entertainment. Each clip serves as a reminder of the creativity and talent that defined an era, inspiring both nostalgia and admiration for the art of late-night television. The legacy of Johnny Carson endures, even as the full breadth of his contributions remains partially obscured by the passage of time. Their partnership became a cornerstone of late-night television, with Ed McMahon's booming laugh and unwavering support perfectly complementing Johnny Carson's sharp wit. This dynamic duo defined The Tonight Show for decades, creating a unique atmosphere that resonated with audiences. McMahon's presence was not just as a sidekick. He was a vital part of the show's success. His laughter often served as a cue for the audience, encouraging them to join in the fun. Beyond the stage, their friendship flourished, with McMahon often acting as a stabilizing force during Carson's more tumultuous moments. This bond of mutual respect and trust was evident in their interactions, showcasing how important it is to have a reliable partner in the entertainment industry. Their chemistry not only enhanced the show's appeal, but also set a standard for future television partnerships. The legacy of their collaboration continues to influence late-night television, reminding viewers of the power of camaraderie in creating lasting entertainment. Despite his fame and fortune, Carson faced financial setbacks that revealed a different side of his life. One notable example was his investment in the DeLorean Motor Company. This venture, which he pursued with ambition, ultimately ended in failure. It showcased Carson's desire to extend his influence beyond the realm of television, but it also highlighted the inherent risks that come with celebrity investments. The financial loss from this endeavor tarnished his reputation, adding a layer of vulnerability to his public persona. While many viewed him as a successful and untouchable figure, this experience illustrated that even the most celebrated individuals can face significant challenges. Carson's willingness to take risks, even at personal cost, painted a picture of a complex character. He was driven by both ambition and resilience, showing that behind the glitz and glamour, there were real struggles and lessons learned. This aspect of his life serves as a reminder that success does not always shield one from failure. Carson's retirement from The Tonight Show in 1992 marked the end of an era in late-night television. His final monologue, viewed by an estimated 50 million people, was a heartfelt farewell that celebrated his remarkable career. During this emotional moment, Carson reflected on his journey, sharing memories and expressing gratitude to his audience and the many guests who had graced his stage. His decision to retire at the height of his success showcased his wisdom and self-awareness, allowing him to leave the spotlight while still at the top of his game. This choice ensured that his legacy remained untarnished, as he stepped away before the pressures of the industry could diminish his impact. Carson's influence on television, comedy, and popular culture continues to resonate today. He paved the way for future late-night hosts and set a standard for comedic interviews and monologues. His unique style and charm solidified his place as a pioneer in the entertainment industry, inspiring generations of comedians and entertainers. Johnny Carson's relationship with his children, particularly his son Rick, was fraught with difficulties. Rick faced significant mental health struggles throughout his life, which created a challenging dynamic between father and son. The situation became even more tragic when Rick died in a car accident, a loss that deeply affected Carson. In the wake of this tragedy, Carson found ways to express his grief on his show, often paying tribute to his son in heartfelt segments. These moments revealed a softer, more vulnerable side of Carson, contrasting sharply with his public persona as a composed and entertaining figure. The complexities of his family life highlighted the human cost of fame, showing that even someone as successful as Carson faced profound personal challenges. Balancing his professional responsibilities with the emotional weight of his family struggles proved to be a difficult task, illustrating the often unseen difficulties that accompany a life in the spotlight. Johnny Carson's influence on late-night television remains unparalleled, with his wit, charm, and innovation setting the standard for future hosts. He transformed the format of late-night shows, blending comedy, interviews, and music into a cohesive experience that captivated audiences. Carson's ability to connect with viewers was remarkable. He had a unique talent for making guests feel at ease, while also engaging the audience with his humor. His signature monologues became a staple, showcasing his sharp comedic timing and ability to comment on current events in a light-hearted manner. Despite his personal flaws, including struggles with relationships and a private life that often contrasted with his public persona, Carson's charisma shone through. He created timeless entertainment that resonated with millions, solidifying his status as a cultural icon. His legacy continues to inspire comedians and hosts, ensuring that his contributions to the entertainment world are remembered and celebrated. The impact of his work is evident in the style and approach of many late-night shows today, as they strive to capture the essence of what made Carson's programs so beloved. The complexities of Johnny Carson's relationships, particularly with Joan Copeland, reveal much about his character. Their marriage faced significant challenges, including mutual infidelity, which ultimately led to their divorce. Despite the emotional turmoil, they managed to maintain a level of civility that is often rare among former spouses. Joan's continued support of Carson's career, even after their separation, highlights a unique dynamic where personal struggles did not entirely overshadow professional respect. This relationship illustrates how Carson, known for his charm on screen, grappled with personal flaws that complicated his private life. The tension between his public persona and the realities of his relationships adds depth to our understanding of him as a person. It serves as a reminder that even those who seem successful and charismatic can face significant personal challenges. The story of Carson and Copeland encapsulates the intricate nature of human relationships, especially in the demanding world of entertainment, where public and private lives often